Okay, today we're going to be working on testing proportional relationships. This particular ISN page, remember we always cut on the bold and we fold on the dotted. So if you take a moment and just cut on the bold all the way around, and you'll have, I think, 5 pieces of paper here. We get our title page done too. We have one way of testing proportional relationships, and in this lesson we're just going to learn one other way of making sure we can have proportional relationships. So, and then you're always going to fold on the dotted. These two will be at the bottom of the page, like that, with the explanation down underneath. You only glue that piece down so that this piece can be flapping up. And then I'm still cutting, for those of you wondering where I went there for a second. We have an example there, an example here. Those are going to actually go underneath of the two that I have. So this one says graphing, this one says equal ratios. You're only going to glue it on that little strip. And because this one says equal ratios, you're going to put the equal ratios one underneath of it. So that's going to be glued, and this is going to be glued underneath. And this is going to be folded. And this one says graphing, so your graph goes underneath of that one. This is going to be folded here. So I'm going to work on gluing that while you get a chance to glue it as well. And then your title page is up there. So your title goes up there. This can go down first. And I'm going to do the examples with you, and you're going to have the ones down below to do, and then just check with my book when you're done. And that does count. You only get half point if you only do what you hear in my directions and you don't do the extras and then check my book. That is part of the assignment, so make sure that you get it all done. This, I just glued that strip so I can still pick these up and look at them. Then here I'm just gluing the back of this part so I can flip it up because my answer will go underneath. This one I'm going to glue this part so that this can be flipped up and I can have my answer underneath. Alright, so I did forget a pen, so let me see if I can reach one really quick while I'm still connected. And then, okay, so a proportional relationship, so you're going to write proportional, is present between two or more equal ratios. So you can have 2 ratios, you can have more than that. You can have 3, 4, 5. As long as they're equal ratios, you have a proportional relationship. So this particular one says we're going to set up equivalent ratios by cross-multiplying, and if the products are equal, the relationship is proportional. And it's easiest when it has whole numbers instead of fractions. So let's take a look in here. If I can do cross relationship, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 1 is 4. So this is a proportional relationship. Okay, so then you will do the same, and I did this opposite. I should have put this one underneath of this one. You should be able to do this one now. You should decide if this is a proportional relationship and explain underneath here and then check with my book. The next thing is the graphing one, because this is more of a graphing one over here. Graphing the values in a coordinate grid, you draw a line to connect the points. If the line is straight, the relationship is proportional, and it's best for 3 or more ratios. Okay, so let's come over here. We got 2 and 4. So always the x is this one, x, and this is your y. So we go over 2, up 4, over 6, up 12, over 10, up 20. And if you can take a ruler or a piece of paper that's straight edge and make a straight line with that, and it goes through 0 also, you have a proportional relationship. So this one would be a proportional relationship. So then you get to try this one out. Now you can either graph it or you can do cross products. I'm okay either way, especially because you got a calculator to do the cross products with the fractions. You can do cross products and then decide if it's proportional. Oh, and so this actually should be folded up too. Oops. And this is supposed to be cut. My little mistake. So right here you write whether it's proportional or not and the explanation here. That's why that is bold. I forgot about that. So you put right here, you write yes or no, and then you explain. So is it proportional? Explain. Is it proportional? Explain. And then check with my book. It should be over by the phone. Does anyone have any questions? Then you can seek help from Mrs. Florence or Mrs. Holman if she's a part of your class.